main reason why I decided to live in Iceland is just because of the nature. This is a unique place. It's a really special place.
The reason why it's all this fascinating for us is because it makes us feel humble. You're watching all these mountains, you're watching how small you are, and you realize that, you know, you're part of it, you're part of the nature.
I kind of don't think about it, like how I'd get there, why I love it. It's just, you can't find anything like this anywhere in the world.
Díky, taky jsem potřeboval.
Kámo.
Co vlčí a víc? Zatlesky dám ještě jednou, prosím tě.
Alright, let's do this.
Ty pamatuješ, kámo, jak jsem tady přijel, vole?
A čirá náhoda. Nevím, ten ostrov mě zavolal, ale jako fakt není k tomu žádný důvod, proč jsem se tady objevil, prostě všechno je jedna velká náhoda, takhle to prostě chodí. Chodil jsem tady fotit a zamiloval jsem se jak do toho ostrovu, tak do jedné holčiny tady, lokálky, no a to mě tady drží.
Jak se k tomu dostat, kámo? To je tak zvláštní dělat rozhovory pro mě, víš co? Že to je
to novinka, no.
Jo, no. Vyrůstali jsme spolu v lese, v Beskydech prostě a to jsme si hráli spolu v lese a tím, že máme společné zájmy, to surfování a lyžování a tady ten ostrov nabízí ten potenciál obou, tak jsem mu záviděl, že jo? Prostě jsem záviděl bráchovi, že je tady v těch horách a u toho oceánu a prostě jsem tady musel za ním přijet.
Koupili jsme pozemek s baráčkem k tomu, s minihatem, tak strašně tiny house movement. Koupili jsme to s bráchou a s mojí přítelkyní Fjordys. Tohle to bude moje Audi Fjordys. Tady bude stát od bráchy baráček dvoupatrový. Propojíme to tady s tím tunelem. A já, no. A když se na sebe naserem, tak to zavřem. A už se tady cítíme jako doma, víš co. A můžeme se tady to všechno reshapenout přesně, jak to potřebujeme. Nebo jak se nám to zlíbí, což je pecka. Takže jsem za to strašně happy. Čaplec, jaman. Pecka, co? Pecka. Top stýl.
Zatím to vidíme tak, že tady budeme žít, no. Koupili jsme si tu malou chajdu a malý pozemek a tady budeme tady stavět náš cigánský sen. Ne, vlastně. Tam je to tam, ne?
No to je dobrý.
Jo, takže hlavní důvody, proč jsem tady dojel, byl určitě brácha a ten ostrov, jako to nekonečné dobrodružství toho všeho. Že?
Into another dimension.
Up there?
Yeah.
The middle one? Coming down from there?
Yeah.
Or we can do like all together?
Never been there before. I think we are the first people to ski this.
Yeah, definitely.
100%, man. Like nobody does it here.
I'm
man.
not sure nobody even hiked up there. You know?
Yeah.
First people to ski this piece of For sure.
Var du med gimbalen uppe da? Det allt att trycka för det sko. Han ser hon I gräna bakpakkanum.
My buddy Runar, he's a snowboarder here. He's a local, and he's a professional snowboarder for North 66. So he's like, he knows his shit. Yeah, like he knows what he's doing. So it's gonna be good fun.
Be really careful there, man.
Yeah, man.
It's getting all go down here easily.
Yeah. Let me try it.
Ty podmínky tady můžou být hodně nebezpečné pro ty lyžaře, jak co se týče lavin, tak co se týče toho větru, těch porivů, kdy člověk se dostane na summit té hory a přejde tu hránku a tam třeba ten fouká vítr 70 metrů za sekundu, což normálně v Česku je hurikán.
Yeah. Yeah, be careful. Fuck. Oh shit. Holy fuck. I think it's left goddamn. I don't know. Can you talk to the drone guy? Okay, cool. Fuck, his clouds are coming in. Yo. We need to hurry up, I think. Can I go? Alright. What the fuck? What the fuck, man?
Dude, that was heavy. That was heavy, man.
What?
Sick, man.
That was the most sketchiest thing.
I cleaned it up, man.
Yeah.
The avalanche took me.
Yeah, I saw that, man. I was super worried.
No,
It looks super sketchy from my point of view.
I grew up in the mountains, so this is like really close to my heart. And mountaineering here is, you know, I always say something like when you would cut the tips of Alps and put them in the water. These mountains here, they are really exposed to the wind. They pick up a lot of ice on the peak, so it's basically a combined skiing. The more you discover this island, you realize the only chance to get up to the mountain is, you know, climb it, really climb it.
Rock climbing!
Fucking unstable rocks everywhere, man.
Bacha, bacha! Yes, sir!
Yeah, of course, it can be super dangerous. You just have to have some experience of going up these mountains, like avalanches and especially the weather. You can go up there and the weather can like shift like this. Yeah, we're gonna do the couloir. I've been thinking a lot about to do. It's like kind of inside the mountain. So we kind of have to hike up from the right side and then like try to like go from there like into the couloir.
To počasí není vůbec jednoduché někdy zvládat. Jsou někdy tady třeba 10 dní, nepřestane fučet, strašná zima, nejsou ani ty vlny, nemůžeš ani na ty hory a musíš jenom sedět doma.
Tady ten ostrov je ovládán počasím, víš co, tady se to všechno mění, ten ostrov je naživu. Tady jsou 29 aktivních vulkánů, takže tak každou chvíli tu může prásknout. Je to tady nejvíc naživu, víš co, tady prostě bam, víš co, uzavřou se všechny silnice, vole, bam, vole, varování, víš co, ostrov je prostě uzavřený, budí vlastně žneválnice, víš co, a prostě, nevím, je to atraktivní, to pro mě strašně.
Jo, tak život ve městě, člověk žije na asfaltu, že to je absolutně něco, že člověk žije tady na trávě, prostě fjordu. Další důvod, co to mělo, vole, co jsem to chtěl říct, vole. Tak kámo, to jednou se rozjedeš, jde ti to, víš co, a jak se zastavíš, tak ti to všechno všechno vyleze z hlavy ven.
I mean, I think our worst enemy is the wind. It's just like, it changes every hour, the forecast, like it's spinning around and it's so hard to...
Every direction.
Yeah.
Like, from like, yeah, just like this.
Yeah.
I think there's not a lot of people who knows the surf spots here. Like, I think it's just the beach breaks.
No.
There was a swell coming up north just a couple of days ago, and it died out.
Yeah.
Weather.
I think that's the part of it, like, you do so many trips hoping for good surfing, and it's supposed to be like wind coming from the north, but it's basically coming from the south, and you get really disappointed. My name is Víðir Björnsson, and I'm a freelance photographer, and I try to surf as much as possible because it makes me happy. Now we're in the really small fjord, which I'm not going to tell you the name of, because it's a secret spot. It's a super remote fjord with only one farmer that lives here. During the winter times he gets stuck here because of the snow. She's a really interesting person because she's just like doing everything the old way.
Ég heiti Elísabet Pétursdóttir, kölluð Betty. Ég alin upp hérna mestu leyti, kom hérna þegar ég var 9 mánaða. Hef alltaf haft áhuga á dýrum og sauðfé og öllu því, þannig að það lá svona beint við að koma hingað heim aftur og vera bóndi.
For me, it would be kind of a dream to have a farm and wave right in front of my house. This is just absolute dream. I think it's not only mine, it's everybody's dream.
It is not. I can see on the point they are changing because they're not breaking straight. It's changing over to the northern wind.
Back then I had no idea you could surf here, and it was a surf paradise. So like when coming back here 15 years later, surfing is just something special about this place. You can just feel some kind of different energy when I come here.
Can I go? Yes! Yes!
Na Island se vracím proto, protože mě sem táhne ten neuvěřitelný klid, který tady prožívám. A myslím si, že nějakým svým způsobem mě ten ostrov léčí. Já jsem od mládí tíhnul víc k severu, k horám, k lesům a tadyhle k těm věcem, než pláže, vedro, hodně lidí a tak. A tady mi to přijde takový stvořený pro mě.
Hrycu jsme potkali, Hryca ztratil peněženku a hledal nějakou pomoc od Čecha. Díky dalšímu kamarádu z Reykjavíku se k nám Hryca dostal a od té doby spolu felíme.
Potřeboval ubytko, chalku a nějaký chill, tak jsme ho pozvali k nám.
A co ti napsali?
Hej bro, dostopuj na jižní coast, jako tady na Snæfellsnes a bude chill, posurfujeme, dáme oheň na pláži a užiješ si to.
Dali jsme chill, dali jsme chálku, vyklubal se s něho úplně skvělý člověk a momentálně jako jeden fakt z nejlepších lidí. A co tady za náma jako jezdí hodně často. Zjistili jsme, že je fotograf, což je ještě lepší, což nám hraje do karet. Vlastně můžeme dělat nějaký promo.
Cestujeme spolu, chodíme po horách, chodí s náma surfovat. A hlavně si to tady všichni dohromady užíváme a sdílíme ty nádhery tady spolu dokupy.
Když už vyjádříme, vyplníme to vždycky, máš tam pohodlné.
Člověk tu má dost času, musí pracovat hodně, aby mohl žít tady v této zemi, ale když pak využívat ty dny toho volna naplno, už jsem tady měl období, kdy jsem surfoval, lyžoval skoro každý den, třeba 3 měsíce v kuse. Teď jsem strávil zimu, kdy jsem lyžoval 4-5 měsíců absolutně každý den. Takže strašně super, tyjo, super.
Dovedu si tady představit život na jakoby hodně dlouho. Hopefully forever, jestli to tady nepráskne celé. Víš, to tady jsou 29 aktivních vulkánů, takže tak každou chvíli tu může prásknout. A jako ne tak dávno se tady stala erupce, víš co, otrávilo to půlku ostrova. Že je to tady, fakt tady jako je to crazy, no, tady.
občas.
In the winter here in Iceland, it's like super dark and super depressing sometimes. It can be like heavy snow and like wind for weeks. Almost every person here in Iceland, they get sad and they get angry when it's like storms hitting the island and it's so cold you can't go out and everybody stays inside. On the other hand, I think we are the only ones that are like celebrating the big storms. Like we get like super excited because we know it's gonna bring us some waves and some fun, you know. People probably think we're super weird.
Look at this one. Yeah, no way. Look at this wave, man.
Yep.
Holy shit. What? In a way, it helps me to understand myself because it's just spending time alone, and you realize that you're part of it. You're part of the the nature, and you're not pretending nothing. You are just who you are. Ne, Braško, to až za ty 2 hodiny, až byl z vody, kámo, bude horší.
People ask me a lot, what's the temperature of the water? Like, isn't it cold? To be honest, I really don't know the temperature of the water. I just tell them, yeah, the temperature is cold. If you're in a bad mood or you're like pissed off or whatever and you go in the water, it's so cold that you can't think about anything else. Even though you still want to be angry, it's impossible. So you just like naturally become happy. I don't know how to describe it.
Je to super, já doporučuji to každému to zkusit, protože jak člověk vyjde z té vody, z té chladné, se cítí jak superhero. Prostě to udělá tak člověka šťastného.
I don't know, the forecast looks good, man. Like, we have really decent swells coming from the northeast, and then it comes with the wind. But hopefully the mountains will help us to avoid the wind and kind of like... The mountains should block the wind and create...
some windows always between the winds,
So I'm pretty sure that we're gonna, even though there's no onshore winds, we're gonna manage to get some waves for sure.
But we have to be really careful on the roads. Like I said, it's like avalanche danger, and like I have never seen so much snow in the northeast ever.
Yeah. Like the road we're gonna drive, there were like 3 avalanches there yesterday, like blocking the road. Yeah. You really have to be careful before you go there. Like, check it out.
You have to learn here to like be super open about plans. You can't plan anything. And even though the forecast here says it's gonna be good, it doesn't mean it's gonna be good. You go to the spot and it's shit. So you have to be ready to drive for hours back and forth to so many different places to actually maybe find good surf. But then on the other hand, sometimes you just see it's gonna be shit, but you decide to check it out anyway. But somehow all the forecasts are just wrong, and it's actually working. We call it like the sneaky sessions. Those are the best sessions you get, man.
Yeah, gotta go again?
Yes, hello. I'm wondering, I really need to drive to Sikliverir. Can you tell me anything about the road on the way? I think it's closed.
It's closed at the moment, or not closed, but impossible. Impossible.
Okay, so it's impossible to drive there.
Yeah, but it's not closed. It's a little bit different. It's not forbidden.
Okay.
But it's only for super jeeps or something like that.
Okay. Do you know if it's gonna get better any soon?
It's like 50-50. Nothing certain.
We are stuck here because we can't go anywhere. Like the road to Akureyri is closed and the road to Sikliverir is closed, so we're just boxed in. Yeah.
So guys, they opened the road, so we're good to go.
We did a really quick decision in the morning that we're gonna take the ferry, which was really fast preparation because we weren't ready. But that was the only chance how to basically access the western part we want to go to, because all the other roads were closed.
It's about an hour of drive from here. However, we are driving 50 right now in this snowy conditions because we can't literally see 5 meters ahead of us. So I hope they will not close it right in front of our faces. Otherwise, we have to turn around and go back to Silti Lodge. Brother.
Yeah, I love the storms, man. It always brings the good stuff. It brings the swell, it brings the snow, you know, and after the storm it always clears up, and the days when it's the window between the storms are magic.
Give it a hug, yeah!
So basically the destination where we're going right now is just abandoned fjords. We don't really know much about the spots, but we're just gonna see where we're gonna end up. We have a friend there, we're gonna meet him up. He's a really good surfer.
We're gonna surf between the fjords.
We already surfed in one fjord. Now it's another fjord. Fjord after a fjord.
That's starting. Yeah, man.
And the shallow point is, I can see it from here.
You can see it? Yeah. And you get that left here, and cemetery is that other point here. That pink. That pink. And we got fire, so...
Yeah, we should build it.
We should build it.
Yeah, we can take the wood out, spend some
Yeah.
time just doing some work. What is that?
I feel pretty good here. Like I like solitude, isolation. I'm a big fan of nature. I'm just trying to live as close as nature as I can, and that place I can make it happen. I think it's a human instinct to live by nature. The closer I get to nature, the better I feel. Like I feel more connected to the world and like to what's around me, and it's actually helped me to understand things better. And being out there just permit me to just like explore my mind and my body as well. Like I feel like better surrounded in those places, wild places, and with a lot of people around. I feel more real. Yeah, surfing made a lot of difference in my life for sure. I was like living pretty tough stuff, and I always found myself, better when I get out of the ocean than when I get in. So I think that's what pushed me to come back, and that's what surfing represents to me. I think it's basically something that makes my life way better.
Čus, mami. No ahoj. To jsme my, voláme tady od z Martinového čísla, to je ten režisér.
Jo, Filipku, co oko?
Co oko je furt stejné, no.
To jsi srazil s videm?
Ne, srazil jsem se s videm, ne. Sur mě trefil do oka.
Já jsem myslela, že jste se srazili na vlně.
Ne, tak to by možná bylo více cool, ale ne no, já jsem se vynořil z vody a prostě mi do tváře najel surf.
No, Filipku, a kdy vám můžeme popřát k narozeninám?
Hele, narozky vlastně máme kdy? Za 6 hodin a zatím je plán, že asi to strávíme ve stanu, takže jako asi zítra, hele, zavoláme si, až se vrátíme.
I mean, I definitely miss my family. I miss my hometown. Beskyd, Czech Republic is absolutely beautiful. But it's just not what I'm looking for in my life. You know, I really like the ocean. I just can't live in Czech Republic. I really like big mountains, critical weather and all these things, and that's what I find myself being happy in, and I just prefer to be in the nature, yeah.
Změnilo mi to život, absolutně. Pro Čecha, který je z Beskyd, najednou se přistěhuje, že bydlíš 5 metrů od vody, ale určitě, tyjo, mi to víc dalo, než vzalo, abych pravdu řekl. Já jsem takovej, a jak se to řekne, tyjo, jak se to řekne, že nemám rád lidí, takový ten člověk. Introvert, takový trošku introvert, takže si myslím, že to je pohodička tady pro mě.
I think what Filipa and Lukáše are doing is awesome. Just like two guys deciding to move to Iceland in the middle of nowhere just to ski and surf. It's just, I love it. They're just doing what they love.
I think it's a human instinct to live by nature. It's normal for people from the cities that they don't get it, they don't understand it because they never experienced it. I think it's our job, you know, to try to spread that and to touch the people around us. If I touch 10 people, maybe that people will touch 10 people and 10 people and 10 people, and it will, you know, just spread. That's how life works.
Kluci můžou inspirovat spoustu lidí, jak mladých, tak prostě lidí třeba mýho věku. Prostě spousta mých vrstevníků jako zamrzla a fakt jenom ta práce a de facto úplně jako stagnovali.
Dobré, já jedu, kluci, jo?
Tak si myslím, že spousta lidí tajně o tom sní, aby prostě zkusili a udělali tenhle ten krok, jako udělali ty kluci.
Nevím, já si myslím, že lidi ve městech se honí hodně za kariérou a zapomínají na to, že prostě si to mají užívat ten život trošičku. Tyjo, řekl bych to nějak hlouběji, bracho, ale teď si mi to všechno úplně...
Dobrý, to tam bylo. Zkus mi Island jako nějak charakterizovat, říct trošku o tom.
Sopky bouchaj, magma teče. Vlny práskaj, hory blejskaj.